Good morning and welcome back to Tools of the Trade with Jim Flanagan. I'm Jim Flanagan and here's another tool of my trade. Now, last week we talked about the importance of engaging the open house guest before we can properly follow up with them. So before we get into the actual follow-up system itself, I wanted to go over some statistics about sales in general, not just real estate sales, but sales. We know that only 10% of all salespeople in whatever industry they're in follow up more than 3 times with their customer, or their prospect rather. Our competition is dropping the ball. They may be calling them up after an open house to thank them for coming or sending them a thank you card, but only 10% of our competition is following up more than 3 times. 3 times. So we know 90% of our competition isn't going to do anything after those initial 2 follow-ups. We also know, statistics tell us, that 80% of all sales, that means written contracts, deposits being written, handshakes being made, money-making face-to-face contacts are done after between the 5th and the 12th follow-up contact. Right? So only 20% of all deals are made before the 5th follow-up contact. So we know once we haven't heard from anybody or made a deal and we're getting a number 5, number 6, number 7, we have an 80% chance of success. We also know, statistically, throughout history, that 80% of our business as salespeople, as real estate professionals, is going to come from 20% of our customers. And so we really want to focus on following up to ensure that we build a huge loyal customer base, because they're going to give us 80% of our future business. Right? We also know that it's 6 times more expensive to get a new customer than keep an existing customer. So I know what everybody in the office is telling you, that buyers are liars and sellers, as we saw last week, are monsters, and that human nature being what it is, we don't like rejection, or we don't, worse than rejection, no is an answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're calling to follow up and a prospect tells you they don't want to hear from you anymore, stop calling them. They're working with somebody else, whatever it may be. Congratulations. That's an answer. Right? It's much better than, well, we want to think about it. No, we haven't made a decision yet. Or the dreaded voicemail, or you don't even know if you're in their deleted bin. Right? So no is an answer. Congratulations. Right? So getting back to these statistics, 6 times more expensive to get a new customer. Right? An open house is going to provide you anywhere between 4 to 12 guests per open house if you're holding the right open house. And you're meeting them face to face. You're engaging them like we talked about last week. You're different than the competition. Why would you want to go out and invest 6 times your time and your money trying to get one new customer off of some newfangled idea and just spending a little extra time following up and converting 80% of those potential open house guests into written deals and money? Now, I think I know what you're thinking. When are you just going to give me the bloody follow-up system? Well, to be honest, I'm not. It's not fair to the salespeople that work for me and for my company. It's a follow-up system that works. So in order to get the follow-up system, you'll have to work for me. But what I will do next week is share with you some ideas on how you can follow up so that you can make sure you're converting 80% of your open house guests, and that you're going to not have to go out and spend 6 times more money and 6 times more effort to get customers. So join me next week. I'm going to be here. You better be here, because I hate talking to nobody.